you ever felt like there's more to life than meets the eye? Like when you're out in nature, do you feel like you're connecting with something far greater than yourself? In this video, I invite you to join me on an evening walk along Findhorn Beach as I soak in the peaceful light while admiring the sky, creating photographs, and exploring the many gifts that spending time in nature with our camera can bring. After some time walking and tuning into the scene, the first thing that caught my photographic eye was the undisturbed patterns in the sand. Nestled among them was an interesting pebble.
These sand patterns are so beautiful, and this pebble that is sitting just so perfectly like a little egg on top of these patterns has got the most beautiful bands of white around it. The sun is coming in and out of the clouds, and I'm going to wait a few moments for it to come back out properly so I can really make the use of the light and the shadows that are being cast here right now. Because when that sunlight comes out, it illuminates all of these tiny ripples and lines in the sand and elongates the shadow. And with us being 2 hours before sunset, the sun is slowly beginning to set on the horizon. And it's just giving us that beautiful side light, which is always so lovely to photograph.
Following these images, I decided to climb up the dune to experience a more elevated vantage point.
Amazing.
I love being up here. Sand dunes are magnificent places and often offer incredible views.
I always feel so alive when I come up on top of these sand dunes and look down the beach at this incredible vast expanse. Scotland has some of the most expansive skies, and while each area has its own unique essence, I often find that the Moray coast, there's just something about the skies here, and it must be that combination of the climate coupled with the distant mountains and these beautiful sea views. You don't feel so out on the edge like you do at some other parts of Scotland where you feel exposed and really up against the elements. It's a much more softer, peaceful, contained feeling. It's almost like the sky is being held in this beautiful bubble by the landscape that surrounds this area. So you feel a little bit more protected than some of the more exposed parts of Scotland, and I think I love that. There's a very beautiful feel to it. And it's always such a blessing to come up here on top of the dunes and just admire these vast skies. And especially at this time of day when the sun's setting in the summer, you can't beat it.
While these vantage points can offer many image opportunities, I often find that I naturally want to simply sit and admire the view. The combination of the sky above and the high elevation creates a perfect place for reflection, which fits very well with how I've been feeling this week.
I'm having quite an interesting week this week. In recent weeks, I feel like I've been quite vocal. I've been going out, I've been filming videos, I've been really enjoying the process, I've been speaking, I've been presenting. There's been a lot of energy coming out of me in terms of the speech and the things that I've been sharing. This week I've gone into this much more calmer, peaceful state where I'm spending quite a lot of time in solitude and in silence, and where I'm really finding that I'm not feeling called to speak. So what I thought I would do, given that I'm in this peaceful, contemplative state this week, which I often find is a beautiful state to be in. These weeks when we just retreat from the world a little bit, spend this time in solitude and allow ourselves to go within and begin to do some reflection. I almost feel like in these weeks that when I try and speak from the mind, as in I come out and I present something to you that I want to teach, that it just doesn't flow. I'm constantly stumbling my words. Whereas when I come out in these weeks and I simply just sit here like I'm doing now and I just speak whatever comes to me, I can speak articulately, fluently, and easily. So I thought I'd do a little bit of an experiment right now while I'm sitting here on top of this sand dune, admiring the sunset, and just speak whatever comes. This year marks 16 years since I started photography, which is half a lifetime since I picked up this hobby. And I've been reflecting back to the beginning of my journey as part of a project that I'm working on behind the scenes, to reflect on what it was that truly inspired me to begin photography, and not only inspired me to begin photography, but more specifically what it did for me. Because I understand that I was inspired to do photography because I was seeing these gorgeous sunsets, and I was in quite a dark place at the time, and I was feeling so inspired by these sunsets that it inspired me to pick up my camera. But as I delve deeper into this, over the years I've thought, well, I was just looking at these beautiful sunsets and they were just gorgeous, and I thought, let's connect with them more deeply, let's buy a camera. Started getting into photography, really enjoyed it. But what I've realised recently is that moment when I began photography, it was more than just seeing something beautiful and wanting to photograph it. It was a moment of inspiration. And something that I've been hearing a lot recently is that the word inspired means in spirit. And one thing I notice is when I'm out in nature with my camera and when I see something that truly lights me up, that excites me, whether it's a sunset or a beautiful flower or an insect or the shimmering water with the sunlight on it, whatever it may be, I realise in those moments that I am not in my head, I'm not thinking, I am truly present and at one with nature and the subject matter in that moment. And in fact, I'm so connected to it that I don't think about how I'm creating my images, what settings I'm using, how I'm composing them. It just comes to me very naturally because I'm seeing this beauty, and then I'm just moving my camera around, zooming in and out, and whatever looks and feels right in that moment is the moment that I press the shutter button. Like I often see when I'm working with people that they will sometimes find something beautiful and then they will spend quite a bit of time playing around with the settings, trying to get things right, moving around the composition before they actually connect. And I've kind of gone off a bit of a tangent here, but what I realise in those moments when I'm really in tune with a subject and where the photography just comes so naturally to me that I'm not even thinking, it brings me this deep sense of joy and peace and connection, not just to the subject, but to something much bigger than myself. And what I've been realising more and more recently is that for me, photography has given me so many gifts. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments what gifts photography has given you. But essentially, photography gave me hope. It gave me a reason to go out of the house and do something I enjoyed, something productive, something that just got me out and about, which in itself is so therapeutic. It was something that allowed me to deepen my connection with nature. It was something that allowed me to express myself creatively. It was something that got me moving, got me fitter, got me healthier. It was something that gave me this ability to share how I see and connect the world, with others. It was something that enabled me to share the beauty of nature with others so that I could inspire them through what I was seeing. It gave me a job and a career and the ability to do all the things that I do now, whether it's workshops, retreats, writing books, doing this YouTube channel. It brought new friends and connections my way that came through me posting things online. But probably the biggest thing it gave me was this connection to something so much bigger than myself. As I sit here tonight, and I'm on top of this beautiful sand dune with my bare feet on the sand, and I've got this beautiful setting sun in front of me, this shimmering sea, these shards of light coming down, this incredible vast sky with these clouds that are constantly shifting in what feels like a dome. There's this sense when I'm out here of aliveness, of beauty, of just connecting with something bigger than myself. And I think it's important to share this, because I remember back then in my teens when I was incredibly lost. I was disconnected to myself, to nature, to others, and to whatever has brought us here. And it was only through reconnecting with those things and with something greater than myself through nature that I began to live again. I began to feel alive. I began to feel inspired, to feel in spirit. And when I'm doing photography, like I say, it's not coming from my mind. I'm not sitting there thinking, this is what I need to do, this is where I need to go, this is the settings I need to use, this is how I need to compose my image, this is what makes a good image. I've been on that journey of looking into all these things as part of learning photography. But when I'm actually out there, like I am tonight, I forget about all those things. And I connect with something deeper within me that just goes, oh my goodness, look at that shard of light. Look at that cloud. Look at the sea. Look at the colours. And I get so excited. And that excitement then fuels what comes out of the photography. Or sometimes it's this deep sense of peace that I get. And when I'm at peace, it's just like this connection to the beauty around me. And whether I feel in peace or I feel in joy, they're both beautiful things to feel. And they're often things when we're going through our day-to-day mundane tasks that we don't always connect with. And I guess I'm sharing this tonight because I feel like it's so important in life that we all find something that connects us to something greater, bigger than ourselves. And if you're watching my videos, there's a huge probability that you are a photographer. And if you're not a photographer, then I imagine you have a connection with nature. And I'd love you, next time you're outside, whether it's with your camera or simply on a walk, oh my goodness, I need to pause the video for a minute. We have got the most incredible shards of light kicking off in front of me. This is what I mean. I'm trying to explain, I guess. Well, I know in my mind that this could make a great photograph. It's what it's stirring inside of me that's exciting me so much. There is a boat right underneath one of them as well. I think what nature does is it just connects us with that deeper essence of life. Something greater than ourselves. Like when I sit here and I look at the sky, it's like, to me, the sky is this expansive place full of possibilities where our dreams lie. Then you look at the sea and it's like the water. It brings change with every incoming and outgoing of the tide, often bringing new treasures to shore to show us this rhythm of life. The ebb and flow of the sea also mimics the ebb and flow of life. We have aspects and areas of our life when we can feel on top of the world, where everything's going to plan. And then we have these ebbs where we feel like we're a bit stuck, where things aren't flowing, where we're not sure where we're going next, where we feel a bit lost. It's like this rhythm of life, and that's what the sea teaches us. I'm sitting here right now, it's like the sea is coming in with something new. We see the sun setting, which to me is such a hopeful thing, because while the sunrise brings new beginnings, a new day, a new dawn, the sunset is like that closing of the day. That's time to be grateful for what we've experienced, what we've learned. And as that sun sets, to me it is also this sense of, if we've had a good day, it's that moment to be so thankful and grateful for it. If we've had a challenging day, it's that moment of realising the day is coming to a close, which means it's almost time to go to bed, it's almost time to rest, and tomorrow will bring a new day, a new beginning, a new chance for a completely different experience. And that's why I think being out in nature is so powerful. I don't think it, I feel it. Because every aspect of nature comes with a different story. It comes with different lessons, it comes with different wisdom. And through the camera, we can begin to see these moments on such a bigger scale, but also to connect with them more deeply. We can photograph those treasures that the sea takes in with it. We can photograph the ending of the day, and then every time we look at that image, if it's a beautiful sunset, we can remember that excitement, that joy, that gratitude we had for that moment. If it's a sunrise, we can remember that sense of, gosh, it felt so good to get up and go out and witness that beautiful moment while the rest of the world was in bed. Let's do that more often. When we're photographing the sand, we can be taken back to this sense of time, how the rocks and everything have eroded over the years to bring us these beautiful grains of sand. As we look at the sky, we can remember that it is forever changing. 1 minute there's nothing, the next minute there's clouds. It's forever changing. And you know, one of my favourite things to photograph is the birds flying through the coastal sky, through the shards of light. And although I've not managed to photograph any so far tonight, I have got a couple on video. Because to me, seeing flying birds, especially in a vast sky like the coast, it reminds me of freedom. Soaring through the air, being free. And that coupled with it soaring through the sky and a gorgeous sunset light. It's that sense of being alive. Sometimes people say to me, Kim, why does any of this matter? I just like going out and taking photographs, like nothing else matters. I don't need to think about it on a deeper level. And that's completely fine, you know? If you enjoy going out and taking photographs, and that's just, you know, you just enjoy it, great, do it, enjoy it, have that fun. But one thing that I know for sure is that each and every one of us has unique gifts and talents. And for me, photography is so much deeper than simply taking photographs. It's so much deeper than just simply going out and enjoying it. Yes, I photograph things. Yes, I enjoy it. But it's this deeper feeling that it gives me that brings me back out doing it time and time again. And to me, that is something really worth speaking about, because I'm sure there will be people out there right now who need an outlet, who need that connection to something greater than themselves, who need a reason to go outside. And maybe me sharing this video with you guys today has just sparked a little something within you. Maybe it's been a little while since you've last been out with your camera, and this will inspire you to go out this week and just enjoy it. Go out and embrace nature, enjoy the sky, enjoy the sea, enjoy the woods, whatever it is that's near you or where you feel inspired to go. Or maybe it'll simply just help you to look out the window and watch the clouds for a little while and just feel that little bit better. Speaking of clouds, look at this. It's phenomenal, phenomenal. Or maybe you've been feeling really lost in life, and me talking tonight about how photography helped me to connect with something far greater than myself will enable you to start developing a connection with something far greater than you. Because when we realise that we are not alone in this world, again, whatever that means to us, our life is enriched. We don't feel as lost, we don't feel as alone. And even if the outside world is telling us otherwise, we know internally that there's so much more to this life, and we can just go out into nature and sit amongst the trees, watch the sea, watch the sky, and just feel that little bit better. Feel connected to something far greater than ourselves. And if this video has inspired you to do that this week, then it's been well worth making. My gosh, look at this. So, so beautiful. I don't think I can end tonight without taking a photograph of me against the sky. It's got to be done.
set my camera on a tripod with a 20-second timer and ran up the dunes to create this image, depicting how vast and inspiring the sky is to me. I feel this perfectly fits with the idea of connecting with something far greater than ourselves, and is a wonderful ending to a reflective evening in nature. Thank you so much for watching, wishing you a very blessed and creative week.